Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Voyager's Guide to Ravean, kind of the Okrit D&D world building for the Ravean campaign. We're going to cover another god in the Pantheon today. As you can see on the left, there are a lot, so we'll kind of try to blow through them fairly quickly. This one is the Behemoth. He's one of the homebrew deities that I created. The Behemoth is a massive humanoid deity made of torrential ice and water. He represents the coldest and darkest depths of the ocean and the darker, more violent side of nature itself. Being a chaotic, neutral deity, it is reflected in his behavior. His lack of general concern for many of the civilized races has led the mortals of the material plane to see the Behemoth as an unfeeling and destructive god, concerned only with his own wants and needs. The Behemoth spends much of his time wandering the frozen ice fields of the frozen layers of the Nine Hells, but his presence can be felt across all of the planes. His wants and needs are the raw forces of destruction and creation, and as he wanders the ice fields, the damage left in his wake often leads to the formation of new structures of frozen ice, within which devils might find a new home. The Behemoth has few followers on the material plane, but he does have worship from a great deal of individuals. Those individuals that must travel the open sea or brave the frozen mountain peaks and tundra often pray to the Behemoth to overlook their travel, and in his looking the other way, afford them a safe journey. The few dedicated followers that the Behemoth does have believe destruction to be a massively important part of the natural order, seeking to incite destruction and natural disasters themselves in an effort to inspire creation after this great wave of destruction. The Behemoth has a few simple tenets that his followers must follow. The god, being relatively simple in needs, asks for the following of his loyal followers. Destruction brings change. Change is the way of life. Therefore, destruction is the way of life. So we'll break him down a little bit here. The Behemoth, basically, when I created him, I was picturing this giant, ice giant, but much larger and basically just an ice titan is the way that I pictured him appearing. And so my artwork here fits to some degree, for as best as I can. He is the raw embodiment of destruction, but also creation. At the same time, he doesn't care about either. Picture a sleepwalker. A sleepwalker doesn't notice anything else around them. They just go about what they are doing. The Behemoth, likewise, makes his journey, wanders through the frozen sea and ice fields of the various frozen layers in hell, and can walk straight through a glacial formation or a mountain, should it be in his way, without fully realizing what's happening, taking the mountain down in the process. This means that while the mountain isn't there, something else is there now too. It's a pile of rubble. It's a pile of different bits and pieces that over time become something new. But he doesn't purposely destroy or purposefully create. He exists, and the ideal that he has is whatever destruction comes from me at least becomes creation later. Therefore, destruction is desirable for its own sake, because something will come from it later, is kind of that ideal. So, with this being the various ideals of the Behemoth, you can see how a lot of his followers or a lot of his worshippers that aren't necessarily the most devout or dedicated are people that are like, I just want to be left alone. Can we not do this destruction thing when I'm on my very important journey? They kind of want him to leave them alone, and so they're like, hey, maybe I'll pray to you for a minute, or I'll offer a sacrifice to you so that you don't kill me with pure apathy. And he may or may not listen. Nobody really knows, but at the very least, it's worth a shot. His followers in and of themselves see his destruction and celebrate it, which as a god is kind of nice, right? And while he doesn't notice much, he is capable of recognizing when he is being worshipped. He is a god that, in his destruction, doesn't care for what's destroyed and doesn't care for what's created, but does care about the result And when the result leads to people praising him, then he is totally fine with doing it again and enjoying that worship even further. So he, as an extremely powerful entity in and of itself, being in and of itself, has gathered worshippers by virtue of existing, and is happy now to try to continue to keep those worshippers happy and worshiping him by performing in much the same way that he always has. So this is a great deal for him, right? He doesn't have to try, not all that hard, but he gets to just kind of passively gain from his endeavor. His followers, then, their mentality tends to be, hey, sometimes you got to burn the forest down to get a new one. You know, we got to start the forest fires so that we can start anew. And that tends to be kind of an all or nothing mentality within the group. This great wave of destruction, which for them has served as his holy symbol, this great wave of destruction eventually leads to new growth later. So they might as well keep making these new great waves, because there's going to be so much good growth later, yet there isn't going to be any reason not to. So they're a little bit more fanatical than other groups. So that's it for the Behemoth. Definitely kind of keep an eye out, and we'll see what you might think about why a follower might follow the Behemoth. What do you think of the Behemoth in his own identity? Is he kind of a mindless, snow walker? Or do you think that he has a little bit more depth to him? We'll see what people find out in the campaign so far, if they run into some of his followers. But either way, I appreciate when we are able to see kind of what everyone thinks of the different gods and goddesses so far. So keep in mind, for YouTube stuff, if you like or comment and subscribe, whatever, it would be very much appreciated. It lets YouTube know that you guys like what I'm doing, if you do, and it also allows me to see what you want me to make more of. That way I can kind of get you as much of what you would like faster than other things, and we can get you a little bit more of not the gods and goddesses, and more of the world itself and some of the other homebrew races and subclasses that I've developed over time a lot faster. So thank you all, and keep in mind, it doesn't take much to make a difference out there, so be the difference that you want to see. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.